Hello everyone, it's Valerie from Stampin' with Valerie. I hope you are having a great Sunday. Hope you are excited about today's project. We're going to make an adorable gift card holder. And I'm just going to pop on my computer just so I can share my video here. Let me refresh so I can do that. We're going to be using the Arrange a Wreath stamp set. Now this is one that I hadn't used a lot, but then I decided, you know what, I need to make something with it Christmas. I mean, you can use it for other seasons too, but since it's got this gorgeous wreath, obviously, and I love these flowers, and when they're die cut in red, they are absolutely beautiful. So let me get my video shared and then we will get started. It's going to be so fun. It's a super cute little project. Make sure it's shared before I close my computer up. Got y'all pulled up on my iPad too, so I can see your comments, so I should be able to talk to you. So today we're going to use these two dies to make our wreath, and it's going to be absolutely gorgeous when you layer these two together. And then these little flowers, I've already pre-die cut these, and some little bows as well. So I'm going to set those aside, and we're going to get out the brand new mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Isn't this cute? It is so light. It is perfect. And believe it or not, these dies fit. So what's great about this is you can easily transport it. It folds out just like the regular Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but it's tiny. So it's great for taking with you to craft fairs and craft shows just to demonstrate for people, but also if you're not a demonstrator, perfect for taking to those craft retreats and using them, which I will completely do. So when you order it, you're going to get 5 different plates. You're going to get a number 1 plate, and that's what you're going to use for when you're using the thin dies, like what we're going to be using today. And you can see I use this just to make sure those dies fit on here. So you're going to have 2 number 2 plates that you're going to put your dies and your cardstock in between. Then you have your number 3 plate, and it says right on here, these are for standard embossing folders. So something like Wrapped in Texture, that set is a standard embossing folder. And then the number 4 plate is used for your 3D embossing folders, which I don't have any of those in this size. So, but you get all of those plates when you order it, so you don't have to order extra plates until you're ready. Hi Melissa, hi Ingrid, thanks for joining. So let's get started and let's get our cute little pieces cut. Now, I probably could fit both of these on here at the same time, but I'm just gonna do them one at a time. So I already pre-cut my garden green to fit for the wreath look. I wasn't even sure if this would fit, the wreath would fit on here, but it fits perfectly. Now, because this machine is so light, you gotta push down a little bit so you don't lift it up when you, excuse me, when you are turning your handle. And I'm not standing up, so it makes it a little harder to turn, but it actually does go through really nice. So you've got that one cut. And then now this one I ran through twice just to make sure it cut all of those little tiny pieces. So I'm going to show you how I did that. I just went ahead, make sure you've got it on your paper the right way. Now this one literally goes edge to edge, so you have to be careful to make sure you have it laying the right way to make sure everything cuts. All right, go ahead and get it started. And I'm gonna stand up for this one just so I can hold it down better. But this little machine, and it's this die, I don't know why, it's a little harder to go through, so I have to use a little more shoulder strength on this one. And then I just go ahead and run it right back through. So it's been die cut twice just to make sure it gets through. Because if you're trying to punch it out, and even if one of these little spots doesn't cut, you're not gonna get your little wreath out of there. So anyway, that is the new mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And another demonstrator put it, she called it the mini boss, which I really like. So you've got the big boss in the Mini Boss. And I'm telling you, this is super light. So easy to carry to all your little craft retreats. All right, need a drink of water. Sorry, my throat was feeling a little bit dry. All right, so what we're gonna use today are the fantastic gold pizza boxes. Aren't these gorgeous? These little tiny pizza boxes. But with that gold, it really gives it a nice holiday, oh my goodness, frog in my throat today, holiday feel. All right, so just your first step would be to score all of these. Not score them, but fold them on the score lines. Because you're gonna want this folded up before we even start putting anything on it. Got that little piece that pops out. And of course, there were a couple of these little tiny pieces at the beginning that might be in here. Just pop those out. You don't need those. So first step is going to be the front. You can see how these have a little notch here. Those little notches going to fit right in these spaces here, along with these little flaps. So this is the first part you want to fold. Make sure they pop in there, and you can see they poke out the bottom. And then everything else is folded. Just fold it up like a regular pizza box. And then you have that gorgeous little gold. You don't even have to put paper on it because it's so cute the way it is. All right, hi Lois. Thanks for joining. And yes, Melissa, they are super shiny, so they're super pretty. All right, so we're gonna work on punching these out of the paper. Now I like to just kind of play with them a little bit just to get them out, because if you go to do it really fast, you're gonna rip all of those little sprigs, I guess you'd call them sprigs, tiny leaves, and you don't want to rip them. So just go ahead, pop those out, and you can see that one little spot didn't cut right there because it was right on the edge, but I've got it. Just have to snip that off, and perfect. All right, now there are a few little pieces in here that you're going to want to poke out with your take your pick tool. Get them out of the way. Now, obviously, they're not huge pieces, so if you accidentally leave one in there, people probably are not going to notice because they are small, but I like to make sure they're all poked out. Even though we're going to be layering this, it doesn't matter. I still want them all poked out. Now look, that reminds me of a little Christmas ninja star. Right? Okay, go ahead and do the same with this one. Now this one pops out a little bit easier just because the leaves are bigger. And again, you got another Christmas ninja star. Give those to all your little nieces and nephews that like to play ninja, right? And they shouldn't hurt anyone because they're just cardstock, but don't throw my eyes. All right, now I already told you I did die cut some of those little flowers. So I have 3 of the tiniest flowers, 2 of the biggest, and then I cut out one of those bows. How fantastic are those bows cut out of that real red cardstock? I think they look great. I think they're fabulous. So yeah, let's decorate the outside first, and then I'll show you what we're gonna put on the inside, okay? So the first thing I wanna do is just take these 2, and I know I did the same color, but I kind of wanted it all to be garden green and real red. And what I did was I laid them on top of each other and then kind of interlaced them a little bit. Like I took some of those leaves, you know, those little sprigs from the bottom, and kind of pulled them over the top. So it all kind of goes to, as it's coming apart as I'm doing it. So they all kind of go together. And you can see a little bit of each that way on your wreath when you're finished, but you've got to make sure it, there we go. Now that we've got one there, I'm just going to hold it. I'm going to pop this leaf underneath over here. Perfect. And then let's see. I don't know, that one right there can pop over that leaf, and now they're kind of hooked together. So just make sure you kind of hold them together when you're doing that. And then we'll just use some glue dots to stick it down to the top of our little box. Like I said, this is a simple little project, and the die cutting doesn't take that long. So if you have this set, get it out and make yourself some little mini wreaths. If you don't have the gold pizza boxes, you can use the white pizza boxes. That's fine. You might want to add a little paper to them or something, but you can always order the little mini gold pizza boxes as well, and just stick that little wreath right on top. Cute, right? I love it. Then we're going to take some mini dimensionals, and we'll put those on the back of our flowers and one on the back of our wreath, because you can fit one right in the center there. So it's perfect. Now, I debated between cutting a red bow or a gold bow, but I really liked the way the red bow looked. So we're going to stick with the red bow. Let me grab those mini dimensionals. So just go ahead and put one on in the center of each of the flowers. Now, because those little centers poke out, you can see that that's white, but we're gonna fix that in just a second, and I'll show you how. Super easy. So what is everyone doing today? Anyone have special plans for the day? I am just working on this, obviously, and then I'm gonna get the blog post. I want to get it up and posted today. My poor One Card Wonder Wednesday blog post I didn't get up until yesterday, so I felt really bad. I was really behind on that, but life happens, right? All right, let's put one of these on the back of our bow as well. Lois is making more Christmas cards. Yes, excellent. I need to actually address a bunch of envelopes so I can get my Christmas cards out in a timely manner this year. So I stick the bow at the bottom. You can stick it at the top if you like. I like the way wreaths look when they have that bow on the bottom. So I do that first. Then we're gonna stick a mini flower. Then we'll go with one of the big ones. And I just alternate them. Back to a mini. This one needs to go over just a little bit. Let's make sure it's not stuck all the way. We can move it over just a little bit. Perfect. Yay. Yeah, as long as you don't push them down and stick them down, you can move them just a little bit. Then take some of your real red rhinestones. Now, you could use a different color if you wanted to, but I like the way these little real red ones look. And then I just put one in the center of each of those adorable little flowers. And in the big ones, they actually fit right in the center. So you can kind of move them just to make sure they stick and don't show any of that white coming through. They're a little bit bigger than the hole that's on the small flower, so you don't have to worry about that one too much. As long as you have it covering, you're good to go, right? All right, perfect. Look at that. Then I have a piece of Whisper White, and I just cut this 3/4 inch by 1 3/4. Grab some real red ink, and then I'm going to use the Merry Christmas stamp that comes in that Arrange a Wreath set. And I'm just going to stamp Merry Christmas over to the right, because we're going to trim that left end just a little bit, because we're going to make it into a little tag. Let me grab, I need a hole punch. So I'm just going to trim just a little corner off of each, a little triangle, just to make it look like a tag. Punch a little hole in it, in that center top, or as close to center as you can get. And then grab some gold cording. I'm using, this is literally what I have left. Is from the Wonder of the Season ribbon combo pack. This is all I have left. Just take a small piece of that. Doesn't have to be super big, but you got to be able to work with it. So I'm going to end up trimming some of this, but I need it just a little bit longer for threading it through and making sure I get it the way I want it. All right, and then go ahead, just pull it tight. I punched my hole a little bit close to that edge so it doesn't want to pull too tight. I'm going to end up ripping it, and I don't want to do that. So then just trim your ends off. Grab a couple more of those mini dimensionals, because you know we got to have this dimensionaled up too. We can't just do everything else and not our little tag. The tag needs to be popped up as well. This is going to go in the center of our little wreath. It's going to kind of go under that bow a little bit. And I put it on an angle. Oh, how cute is that, right? All right. So that's the outside. For the inside, we're just going to do something super simple. We're going to take a piece of real red cardstock, and we are going to, I already cut it at 3 7/16. Is that what I cut it? 3, hang on, let me find my measurements. Oh my gosh. 3 7/8. I don't know why I was thinking 7/16. 3 7/8. Now I don't want to cut, so I'm going to take my cutting blade off, because now we're just going to score it at 5/16, which is just one line over that 1/4 inch line. And we're going to do each side. So go to that 1/4 inch line and just go one little line over, and that's 5/16. Quarter, not half. I almost went to a half. As you can see, it's just a small little score line on each side. Now I tried that 1/4 and it fit perfectly inside of the box, but you couldn't close the lid because you need that little extra space for these pieces to fold in. So I figured, you know what, let's just do an extra 16th on each side, and that will solve the problem, and it did. Then just take each little corner and snip those corners out. And this is so we can fold it up and get it in there. But let's take that Merry Christmas stamp again, just because we can. And we're going to stamp a little background. So we're just going to stamp, I'm just going to stamp Merry Christmas all over it at different angles. Some of it will get folded down, some of it will be right where they can read it. Get those edges just a little bit. There, perfect. Then just fold it down. Now, if you want to, you can give it a crease with your bone folder, that's fine, but the way I folded it, it folded pretty good. Just set that in there, and then you have an insert kind of raised up. So when you put your gift card in there, what I would do is I would just take a little dimensional, stick it here, and then stick your gift card to it so your gift card sticks up. And you still have room for a couple little candies in there maybe, or something extra, a little note if you want to. And then everything folds in perfect because you have just a little bit of room on those inside edges for everything to fit in. So it's perfect, right? How cute is that gift card holder? Super simple, super easy, but it's something that they will probably keep year after year. If someone gave me this, I would keep this and set it out every year as a little decoration. I'm gonna pull my little leaf out there because I keep folding it in. Because I think it's so adorable. Now, if you wanted to, you could take some Wink Stella and Wink Stella over your ribbon or your flowers. You could even add more little red rhinestones or something else that you want on here, but I think it's perfect just like this because I think that gold gives it just enough that you don't have to do anything else super fancy with it. Love it. So easy and so great for the holidays. So if you need a last minute gift card holder and you have these supplies, do it. Super easy. You don't have to go to the store and buy anything. You already have it all at home. So thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. I really appreciate that you come and join me on Sunday stamping because I'm really having a great time doing this Sunday afternoon video. So have a great rest of your day, and I will see you for Update Tuesday. Bye.